Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I've got a more easy to do but cool looking look for you. I gotta admit, my idea of cool is pretty much still the same as my idea of cool back when I was a sort of alternative style kid back in high school. So basically dark colors, liner, that sort of stuff. But yeah, as usual we just I don't know what word I was trying to use. We're starting with a primer at least. I think what I was trying to say is we're going to prime with the primer. I'm glad I didn't say that because it sounds really weird. Anyway, but yeah, now it's time for the eyeshadows. And I'm going to go for more of a cool tone look this time. Because for those of you who've seen my last video, that was a vlog actually. The one before that, the last tutorial I did before this. It was a warm, cozy look involving things like, you know, candles and warmth and like warm colors. So we're gonna go the other way today and go for cool tones. Anyway, I'm gonna start off with a cool taupe shade with a big fluffy blender in my crease. I'm just applying this and just basically dabbing it out until I find it dark enough. One other advice I can give you for that is to use a cheap eyeshadow palette. Yes, seriously. This one is by Catrice. It's really cheap. It's a budget brand obviously. So yeah, and the thing with cheap eyeshadows is they're usually less pigmented than expensive eyeshadows. Because you know, pigment is expensive. So basically when you want a soft eye look, when you don't want the eyeshadow to steal the show, a cheap eyeshadow palette can be really useful. Just because it gives a lot less of a risk of applying way too much color. Then a cool toned brow bone highlight. And by the way, these are all matte colors that we're using. And then lastly on the eyelid, I'm using a shade that's pretty much my skin color, basically. But a bit more matte. Then for the next part we'll need two specific products, which are a black eye pencil or a gel eyeliner. But my gel eyeliner, I realized when I grabbed stuff for this tutorial, well, it was dried out, so I tossed it and I actually forgot to buy a new one. Whoops. So I'm going to use a black pencil, that's fine too, as long as it's creamy. And also a black eyeshadow. Mine is broken, so it's now absolutely everywhere on my fingers. It's not good. But it's a really good black eyeshadow and that's what we need. This is basically the idea. So we're gonna accomplish that by grabbing a mirror closer by, because it's kind of nice to be able to see what you're doing when you're doing this. And eyelash. We're just going to draw a liner without... do you see that, like, I automatically want to start with a wing? We're not going to do a wing. It's very shocking to me too, but we're not going to do a wing this time. I really just want the like darkness around the eye. I feel so incomplete without a winged liner, but it's like... I need to force myself not to do a wing. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to just darken it up nicely. All around the eye. So we have a nice dark base. And then while the product is still sort of like goopy before it dries out completely, we're just going to grab an angled brush and smudge it out. Next up we're going to darken it a little bit more with black eyeshadow that I'm just going to leave sitting on my desk and not going to touch and hold, because every time I touch it I need to go wash my hands. It's highly inconvenient. It's like a €3 eyeshadow, I think it was. I could easily just buy a new one. But that'd be wasteful and I don't want to be wasteful, so I'm just going to make life difficult for myself. Anyway, I'm just applying this with the same brush over top of the pencil. And I'm starting at the part next to my eye just because it's there that I want it to be the darkest. And basically just carefully apply it and blend it out as you go. As with all dark colors, it's better to apply a little bit and then start fading it out immediately and then apply more if you want it to be darker, rather than to just apply a whole bunch of it at once, because then you're not going to be able to blend it anymore if you're unlucky. And also, you can clearly tell I haven't done my face base yet. That's for a very good reason. You don't want to get fallout, or at least I don't want to get fallout of black eyeshadow over top of bright concealer, because that's just really inconvenient. And then I'm just going to use a small blending brush to blend out the edges even more. Just to make sure everything is as smooth as I can possibly get it. Now, I do want the outer corner to be slightly darker, so for that I'm just going to use the same brush and a very dark cool brown shade from the eyeshadow palette. And apply it exactly in the outer corner. And I'm basically just stamping this on at this point. And just blending it out like that, because I really like, as you can see here, I really want it to not go further than halfway across my eye. I don't want this to be full on darkness. I don't want to film a full crease with this, I just want the outer corner here. And when we're done with this part, we can just do a face. Yeah, if only it went so fast in real life. I just really quickly did my foundation, concealer and powder in that order. So it's very pale and flat now. But yeah, anyways, I'll show you the whole color stuff and contour I'm gonna do later. Let's just finish the eyes first. First thing we're gonna do is to just darken the eyes up a little bit more. If this eye is tearing up, that's because I just put an eye pencil into it. Ouch. Anyway. But yeah, I'm just going to grab a different mirror so I can really look at towards that side. To keep my eyelids as nice and non-wrinkly as possible. Anyway, I'm just going to put a little bit of pencil below here. And only a little bit, because I really don't want the bottom to be as deep as the top. So up to your own preference, but I prefer to keep my bottom lid a little bit brighter. Then I'm going to use my angled brush again just to smudge it out a little. And those are really all the steps that I'm copying from the top part. Just because, like, you could totally apply a black eyeshadow on top of this as well. But considering the rather doomed state of my black eyeshadow, I'm not going to take that risk. Because, well, thus far I'm really glad that below camera level I'm actually wearing old dingy sweatpants, because they are now covered in black eyeshadow. My floor is already black carpet, so that's good, because otherwise it would also visibly be covered in eyeshadow. Basically, this eyeshadow just covers your entire house in eyeshadow, because it's broken. Anyway, that aside, I'm also going to make my waterlines black, both top and bottom. And then we're pretty much done with the darkness for now. Then it's time for the lashes. Also, I don't quite understand how in the world there's mascara on my eyelash curler, because I don't curl my lashes after I've applied mascara. Yet for some reason this thing is absolutely disgusting. Anyway, yes, eyelash curler is clean again. But yeah, you could do falsies. However, I just feel like this sort of accidentally turned into a bit of a blended version of a 90s grunge look. And now I just want a whole bucket of mascara. Okay, little quick shout out to the Lash Freak mascara by Urban Decay. Like, seriously, this is my go-to mascara when I want huge lashes. This eye obviously is done, this eye is not yet done. They get huge, like wow. And with the lashes done, I'm just going to move on to brows. Which I'm just going to do quite natural, I think. And then of course just some eyebrow gel. First off, with contouring is going to be my nose, which I used a very nice soft fan brush for, and also like 3 molecules of a contouring powder. because your nose is, well, it's usually in the middle of your face. So it kind of stands out if you mess it up. So yeah, I like to be very, very, very careful and just slowly build up the contour rather than to apply a lot at once and then ruin it all. Basically what I did is I just put lines around it to make it thinner. And now I'm just going around it with concealer again. Or at least, I'm not using concealer, I'm just using my concealer brush. That maybe has some remnants of product still on it. Just to make sure I can blend everything really nicely here. And then for the rest of my face, I'm just applying it in the usual contour spots. Oh, and by the way, I'm actually using a contouring powder this time rather than a bronzer. So I'm continuously almost applying too much because I keep forgetting that this product is actually pigmented. The professional at work. But yeah, anyways, I'm just applying it anywhere where I would naturally have a shadow if I wasn't wearing this much makeup. Yeah. Then it's time for the cheekbones, which really do, I feel, make a huge difference. So yeah, I'm applying a little bit more product and in this most hollow part here of my cheek. And then from there I'm just dabbing it out. And as always, make sure with your bronzer that you blend it out towards the top. You just want this bottom part here to be like smooth and not a harsh edge, but you want to round this part. This part can just stay flat. So yeah, make sure you blend it the proper way. And then for blush, I'm actually going to use a different blush than the one that you've seen in the shots of the makeup. Oops. Because I'm going to go for a pinky shade instead of a more coral shade. Because otherwise I have cool pinkish tinted eyes, pinkish tinted lips, and then randomly a coral blush. A bit random, so I'm just going to go for pinkish toned blush instead. Next up, silver highlight, because I just really feel like silver is just such a nice combination with dark shades, you know, like, yeah, like, I don't know. My favorite shoes are like black leather and silver metal, and like, I love the combination. So I'm just going to apply the highlighter on my face, but also in the corners, because admittedly, I had more or less just completely forgotten to do my inner corner highlights. I actually meant to do this while I was still working on the eyes. But I didn't realize I'd forgotten until like 5 seconds ago. I should really make a checklist when doing my makeup. On my cheekbones I'm also not going to be very sparse with it, but I am keeping it like right at the highest point. Because as tempting as it is, I don't want full on glitter cheeks today. And then the aforementioned pinkish tinted lipstick, and then we're done. And it leaves us with the final result. I gotta say, this look actually turned out better than anticipated. I don't know, like I'm the sort of person, I struggle with things that are like smoked out, because I want to blend it so well that it turns into a full smoky eye instead of an actual smoky liner. But I feel like it worked out this time, which I'm very glad about. Like I said, it turned into sort of a grungy vibe, but more blended, which I didn't have that particular of an idea in mind. So yeah, I'm just gonna roll with it. By the way, in case you're wondering how I did this hairdo, I have no idea either. It's basically a bun with a... I was planning on doing like this half ponytail sort of deal, but then I decided to pin it back, and now it's a bit of a poof on the side. The best hairdos sometimes truly happen when you're not actually sure what you're doing for some reason. Like, I wish I could actually do this again, but I'm pretty sure if I would try it again, I would just mess it up completely. So I'm just gonna enjoy it while it lasts. But anyways, about the makeup, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did enjoy it, please click the like button. It would really help me out because it makes YouTube suggest my videos more often to new people. If you don't want to miss any of my future videos, you can always subscribe to my channel. I do makeup tutorials a lot, but I also do vlogs and whatever other random videos I feel like doing. For now, as always, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!